To all those who peruse these pages,
The events contained within these papers may cause shock and awe.
Readers may duck beneath their covers at mentions of cannibalistic crewmates.
Peek behind their fingers lest they read of eviscerated eyeballs.
Run screaming from words of deadly drownings.
or drop their books in shock at violence too vicious to describe.
Do you dare to proceed forward?
Are you ready for the shocking events contained in this very book?
Then prepare yourself to venture beyond the cover and embark upon the journey of the Aegolius. Chapter 6. Drowned in Darkness. The winds howl and blow shards of ice and snow around in the dark night or day. You're uncertain what time of the day it is out here, and it doesn't really matter right now. 3 of you, Liam, Dr. Ridley, and Darcy Winthrow, stand on the ice right behind the stern of the Aegolius. You can see those large painted-on letters, a bit decayed from the salt water and the sailing, but they spell out the name of the ship there on the stern itself. Above you, next to a rope and the life preserver that they had thrown down, is Aspen, holding a flare gun with a shotgun over their shoulder. Dr. Ridley, you have 2 broken legs, and you are being held up on Darcy Winthrow's back so that you have any chance of walking or getting off of the ice. Liam Vicari, there's a buzzing that fills your head, that compulsion you felt, a throbbing that almost feels as if it travels straight from your head into your hands, just the need to hurt, to kill the captain. What that voice told you made you want to do. What do we do?
I think the first step would be getting back on the boat.
I agree. And how would you like to do that?
Well, you've got Ridley on your back.
Yeah.
So I think what would be best is maybe if you can try and climb, Aspen can pull you up, and then I'll like lift you from below.
Below.
Okay.
Do you all need some help down there?
It would be greatly appreciated. Kind of like readjust. Dr. Ridley just to kind of like reach up and grab the rope, and
Of course.
I just need you to please help pull us up.
I apologize for the additional difficulty that my presence here has caused you.
It's not like it's your fault that you fell off the boat.
Yeah, you don't have to apologize.
We're gonna be okay. Just remember, don't look at the railing. You don't have to touch the railing.
No, I have
Okay.
no desire to touch any of the bugs. I'm truly all right there.
Okay.
And so, Aspen, you pull from above. Liam, you push from below. And Darcy, you assist as well. And the 3 of you can clamber up those 8 or 10 feet onto the slanted stern of the Aegolius. The ground here is icy, and it's difficult to keep your footing. The wind again howls out. The darkness around the ship is pitch black, except for the headlamps that a few of you still wear that cut through it just slightly. Dr. Ridley, where are you looking? Because the railings, as you might remember, are swarming with insects of all sorts. So are you averting your eyes in some manner?
Yes, I think that I've closed my eyes as I am being lifted up.
Okay, perfect. And then so your companions, your crewmates, would guide you in that case. Liam, are you leading the way, or is Aspen going to?
I am going to lead the way.
Okay, perfect.
Fueled by rage.
You look around, and there's a staircase nearby that leads up. There's a sign painted on the wall. Underneath a thick coating of frost and ice, you see that it reads Captain's Quarters and points up those stairs. You can storm off that way, your crewmates following behind you. You climb this steep staircase, the steel beneath your feet slick with ice and new fallen snow, and find yourself at a large steel door. It is locked, or at least closed. It's the captain's quarters.
So, what's the plan?
I highly doubt there's a connection. I think it opened that chest down there, but I do have a key in my pocket we could possibly try.
I want to try just opening it with force first.
Oh,
Okay, then.
Okay, Ridley, you dig in your pocket for just a couple of moments, stammering, and before you can grab that key from one of your deep lab coat pockets, Liam cranks on this wheel to open the door. Make me a strength check, Liam.
That is a 43, so a regular success.
A regular success. You hear the ice snap and crack as the wheel spins with some difficulty as you strain. The door seems to open. It wasn't locked, just frozen slightly. From inside, as the door is pushed open, you hear a scratching sound, as well as you smell... I don't know how to describe it. It smells like a stable.
Like
If that's any indication.
Like poop stable?
Musty.
Like,
It smells like waste, yeah.
okay.
And it's a thick and sickening scent in the air.
What are the visuals? Like any fire crackling inside? Like how?
Pushes open the door fully. Are you going to step foot through the door? It's dark beyond the threshold.
Yes.
Okay. Liam takes a first hesitant almost step. Aspen, I assume you're right behind him. Do you want to
Yes.
follow?
Yes, I am following.
Okay. Do you have anything prepared?
Well, I was thinking like more so peeking, but perhaps like I have my knife, my what do you call it?
Yes.
Like the small knife.
Pocket knife.
Yeah,
Yes.
my pocket knife prepared just
Okay.
for caution.
Absolutely. Can the two of you make spot hidden checks for me? Or spot hidden rolls?
So
That was a 29.
Okay.
I got 16, which is a regular success.
Mine's a regular as well.
Okay, so 2 regular successes. The light in here is dim, if present at all. The only illumination coming from headlamps. Darcy Winthrow, I know, is wearing one, so the light might fall gently into the room. You see scratchings, etchings into the steel floor and the steel walls as you walk in. This room is larger than your own crew quarters, or anyone else's crew quarters for that matter, but still cramped. The ceiling is low. The walls feel like they curve from the floor to the ceiling, so they are more narrow than the room would otherwise be. But on these walls, this curved steel surface, you see etchings, scratches almost. Some of it is almost like someone took a knife and was carving into the steel or something like that. You hear that scratching continue, and you see a huddled form on the far side of this room next to a unmade and overturned bed. It is again, form of a gray-skinned orc. You see that his head is uncovered. His ears are almost black to your eyes, as if they are badly frostbitten. You see that he is on his knees, scratching on the floor with something. He's not wearing a shirt, and his back is covered in scars of what looks like bites of some sort, large animal bites almost. In the middle of the room, the spot hidden was to catch all of those etchings, just so that you're aware, because they are fairly discreet in the low light. In the middle of the room, what you all can see, plain as day, is a greenish shard. It looks not to be made of ice or anything of that matter, and it has a purple luminant script written upon it. Just runes of a sort. It's small, only about 6 inches long, and it looks to be some sort of material, not steel or it might be stone. You're uncertain unless you would investigate further. There's also papers covering the walls over top of those etchings, but unless you were to walk up to them and examine them carefully, the details of them are not apparent to you. And Darcy, Winthrow, and Dr. Ridley, I suppose I should ask, what are the two of you doing? Do you remain outside the door, or are you going to step in as well?
I think that with Darcy, you said that we all saw the stone. Did I also see the captain?
You all see the captain.
Okay.
You all see that stone. It's the etchings more so that are hidden here.
I think kind of taking in Darcy's history, she wouldn't want to go close to the captain, but at the same time, that stone in the middle of the room would be interesting. So I think that she would kind of like step in, but kind of like move in a way that wouldn't be getting close, like maybe putting the stone between
Absolutely.
the captain
it's in
and
the
herself.
Center of the room, so you can circle around the wall. Are you, Liam, and you, Aspen, doing anything similar to that, or taking any other actions here?
I want to slowly walk up to the captain hurtling in the corner and attempt to just, like, is he like just huddled, like almost squatting?
Have you ever seen someone gardening and they're on their knees digging in the dirt? Almost.
Okay, so it's like that.
That's the posture that he has, yes.
Okay. I want to walk up behind him and I want to take my steel-toed boot and attempt to crush his spine.
Just like
What?
on his back.
Yep.
Okay. You
Cool.
walk over and are in the process of doing this. And I'll make you roll in a second. Aspen.
I'm interested in looking at the papers to the wall. Like, does it seem like it's somewhere that if I walk up towards it, the captain is going to see me? Or
No, they're plastered all over.
Okay. So I guess like I'll just go to one that is like closest and seems to be the oldest, based on the assumption that the oldest paper is the one that has like their root information, if that makes any sense.
No, I need you to explain that a bit further. What do you mean the oldest? It's almost as if they are... So as you walk up to it, if this helps guide your understanding of this, as you walk up to it, Aspen, this is quickly as you all enter this room before Liam has walked over to the captain, as Darcy carries Dr. Ridley closer to that central thing, that green slate almost. You walk up to one of these. It almost looks like, as you approach, a navigational chart of some sort. It looks ornate and looks to be completely ruined by charcoal etching or charcoal drawing upon it, or charcoal and ink drawing upon it. And as you walk up and approach it, the image upon it is almost illuminated a bit more to your eyes. It seems to be a mountain in the ocean, and there are hands, long and spindly, pulling it up into the sky.
Interesting.
You look at the other ones, they're similar, but the those arms pulling it up are always there. But in some of them, there is another figure drawn almost over top, as if they're not connected, as if they were drawn regardless of the fact that something had been drawn on these charts and maps already. And it's just what looks like another person with long hair, just standing.
Okay. But there's like
they don't have any
ripped pages from a book. That
is not
stuff.
what it is.
Okay.
No, it's not a journal entry on the wall. They look like to be navigational charts put here to chart courses and make plans in a captain's private times, ruined and almost sopping wet.
Okay.
Meanwhile, or actually, can you, as you do identify that figure and that mountain, could you make a sanity roll for me, Aspen?
Yes. That is a fail. I got 98.
Oh no!
Okay, so that's a critical
the first
failure in
sanity
that
fail?
case. I don't think so. No.
We've had sanity
We
fails,
had
but
a
no
sanity
sanity
failure.
fumbles.
Yeah. We had
Okay.
sanity failure last time. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Can you lose 9 sanity for me?
Fuck.
Oh.
Okay. 66 minus.
I'm the
As
most sane
the-
person here.
An image flashes into your mind, almost interrupting any other thoughts you were having, Aspen, of a pillar or pillars of ice below in the sea water coming up from the ocean floor, and you hear a sweet buzzing in your head. Could you also roll a d8 for me as you gain temporary insanity to see how many hours it lasts?
1.
Everyone can't be insane,
Okay.
please.
So you have temporary insanity for 1 hour. We'll have some fun with it, and we'll get into that in a second. But you have this flash of a vision of ice coming up towards the ship right now. You don't know what that is, but you hear a buzzing. You hear a soft singing, almost humming in your ear, coming from a faraway place, though, softly singing to you. And then you're back in this room. Darcy Winthrow.
Hey, what's up?
You approach this piece of slate in the center of the room, looking at it slightly. Could you describe to me what you are doing? And Dr. Ridley, if you would like to look at it as well,
Yes, please.
please describe. If you would just like to look at it and to determine what it is, you might make archaeology, appraisal, or occult checks.
Time to go into the occult.
I have 5% on all of those, but I
Shit.
think I'd be like shining my own headlamp over it as well, like trying to get more light on it. Sure, I'll roll occult. And I'll fail. That was an 88.
Is
Okay.
so wait, if I hit the mark, it is accepted?
Yes.
So I got 25.
Okay. So that's
so
just
that
regular.
is it, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Darcy Winthrow, you see what looks like a piece of bone on the floor sitting there. It's green in color, similar to the green coming from those icebergs that have floated by the ship for so many weeks now. And there are runes inscribed upon it, glowing in a purple color. You know this to be some sort of magical or ritualistic material, but you don't know its purpose. You do see, however, that those etchings on the ground seem to mimic the inscribings on the bone itself.
Okay. So kind of like when I saw the whale form get ripped in half, this is also another creature of some kind that got trapped in the ice?
Maybe, perhaps. It definitely is a green tinged bone with purple inscriptions on it. It would likely harken back to that mass of whales you saw crushed together and ripped apart. Yes, it is a bone of some sort. Not a full bone, just a shard of it. Could you make a sanity check for me? But the both of you, as you look at this.
Let's make someone more
57. That is what is typically known as a failure.
Okay.
That's a 96.
Okay. Dr. Ridley, please lose 6 sanity.
Oh, Jesus.
Do people go even more insane, or is that like if someone's already?
I have 22 sanity.
Okay.
I started at
and as
40.
for
I'm nearly
you-
down half.
Oh, my God.
And as for you, Darcy Winthrow, please lose 13 sanity.
Oh, my God.
As you look at this bone on the ground and have a dark understanding, or not understanding, but just a flash of what it might be. You see arms reaching down from the sky and strangling this ship, crushing it in half. And then you flash back to this moment and are collapsed on the ground. Ridley, you fall to the ground as well. Aspen, you take
Ow.
quick notice of this. While all of this is happening, however, Liam, you have trotted over, stomping on the steel as you make your way, and have placed your foot on the captain's back itself. Make your fighting brawl check to
Snap
attack
that
him.
spine.
Do it.
35, so that's a regular success.
Okay. Could you
A
roll
slight curb stomp.
damage for me?
Which part of the
Um,
spine?
It's a D3, so I'm just gonna
It's a
roll a
D-
D4, and if I land
Okay,
on a 4,
that's
I'm gonna
perfectly
re-roll
fine.
it.
That's perfectly fine, yes.
2.
Okay. And then you do not have a damage bonus?
I don't have any.
Okay. You stomp hard. You hear, or you feel rather, a softness under your foot that I don't think you expected. There's no cracking sound, but there's a softness to this man's skin that you didn't anticipate. The rest of you see this happen. You see Liam stomp down on the captain himself completely without provocation.
Mr. Liam!
What?
Yeah, you've got to hang on. We need to hear from him first. We need all of the information we can get.
I don't care what he has to say. He brought us out here. We're gonna die. He killed us.
I am not opposed to what you are saying, but I think it's important that we get any information we possibly can. We cannot just simply show up and attack.
I killed no one. He is kneeled on the ground, 2 hands supporting him now, just crouched, leaned over almost, like the posture of a person who's just thrown up on the ground. He says this: "I've not killed anyone here. You've all doomed yourselves. I came to return to my love. None of you had to come. You are the ones who got blood in the water."
We know about the eating of flesh. This is knowledge to us. We know what you've been doing.
I did nothing here. He goes to stand. Liam, will you let him?
No.
Okay, make a fighting brawl check for me.
I refuse to let this.
Or rather, make a fighting brawl, and he will make an opposed roll to attack you back.
Let's say you beat a hard success with 17.
Let me check what his fighting brawl stat is, just very quickly. I rolled a 16 for the reference.
Oh.
And I had to beat an 18 for an extreme success.
Oh.
So
Okay, fuck.
Okay.
Describe to me what you do to try to. He's a tall, just shy of 7 feet, if I recall, and if not, he's hunched heavily, so it doesn't matter anyways. He has this grayed, pale skin. He's an orc of a sort, and has this gaunt face. His body withering away to nothing. It doesn't seem like he's eaten in weeks. And what does it look like? What do you try to do, Liam, to keep him from standing?
I'm gonna press my steel toe boot harder onto his back, but realizing that it's not having as much of an effect as I wanted, I'm going to swiftly remove my boot and try and kick him in the ribs, or where his ribs would probably be.
Yes. So as he presses the ground and stands up, you remove your foot from his back, realizing that this is futile. He continues mumbling to himself, "None of you had to come here. None of you had to come with me." And Liam, you all see him kick at the captain, still hunched over. The captain is going to fight back, as it were. So he will still take damage from you, but you will also take damage. As he, in his hand, was using a rusted nail to scratch on the ground.
Ooh.
And you all see with a very quick motion, he will jam it into your eye, Liam.
I was thinking about that, and I didn't think it would actually happen.
I need you to take an 8 + 2 damage.
What?
Joke's on you. You were worried about you were worried about a gun.
Oh my god.
Captain Bones?
I have 5 hit points.
So, but also make sure to roll your damage against the captain, please.
Okay, I will do that again.
Luckily, he's disarmed now. He doesn't seem to have his gun on him, nor any other nails.
I just rolled 2 4s in a row.
Yes, it stings badly.
Okay,
Liam.
3.
Yes, okay. You kick him hard in the ribs. This time you hear a soft crack, everyone. Almost the sound of chicken bones cracking. It's light. It does not sound like a person of this size bones should. And you see the captain fall back into the corner, back onto his, just onto the ground. Liam, there's a stinging in your eye. Your left eye, you immediately lose any vision in it, and your right eye might squeeze shut, just in the pain of it, almost unable to open both of your eyes. You all see Liam flounder around, a probably 4-inch rusty nail standing erect out of his left eye. and blood pouring.
Nice.
The Aspen, you were saying something.
Captain Bose,
Leave here. What?
is there are there any chains or let's say chair around us or something, just
It
so
seems
that
there's-
just to leave room between us in case he wants to attack me?
Liam is between you. So if he was to try to attack you, he would have to go through Liam first, as it were. He's holding at his ribs where Liam kicked him, and he says, "What? Leave here. You've ruined this. We came here. You did not have to come north with me. You could have left at any time.
Who are you trying to come back to?
My great love."
Uh-oh.
He breathes.
Uh-oh.
Captain Bose is holding at his ribs, and he looks almost forlornly at you, Aspen, looking past Liam, who is like standing there in pain and heaving, and he'll say, "My great love lives in the darkness, the ice. She's trapped here. I came to free her. You did not have to come. You should not have spilt blood in the water and upset her so."
I watched you shoot one of my patients. I watched you murder that man.
He was making noise. That
Who
would
else is in
upset
on it?
things.
Who else is in on whatever it is you're doing? Who is in on it?
Did you know about the cannibals? Did you know about Keeper Devon eating people? He was probably the first one who put blood in the water, not us.
Keeper Devon.
Did you know?
Oh, the keepers came aboard to shepherd us here safely, to free her from the ice. I did not know that they would ruin this. And he looks to stand up. He looks furious. He crashes to his side as he struggles to stand, and just seems to be doing such. What are you doing, Darcy Winthrow?
Now that I think what would be happening while she's talking is she'd be getting up, and now that sadly when she fell and everything, she dropped Dr. Ridley on the ground very unceremoniously.
Mhm.
I think as he's kind of going off, she goes to Aspen and gets the flare gun and aims it at him.
Okay.
Just kind of like some kind of, because obviously there's something very wrong and
Mhm.
there has to be more protection happening right
Yes.
now.
Aspen, are you doing anything of the sort? You had your pocket knife, but you also have your shotgun on your shoulder.
Are there any chains around or anything to
No,
constrain?
there's not chains
sorry.
here.
Anything to constrain someone?
No,
No.
nothing of the sort.
Stop trying
the
to
only
stop.
thing in here is a upturned mattress and these etchings on the wall, paper with ink on them and charcoal. That bone artifact sitting in the middle of the room. That is what is in here.
Okay. And I'm assuming that Liam is not in front of me anymore at this point.
Unlikely.
Unlikely.
I'm going to try and kick his
On the
knee
floor.
in.
Okay.
No, not Liam, the captain.
Okay, I was about to say, I was the last person on that
We're
you
gonna take
mentioned.
Liam.
So
Everyone
Just
turns
because
on
he seems
Liam
to be getting
suddenly.
very aggressive.
He does seem to be
Yeah.
getting very aggressive.
So
He almost, as he tries to struggle, make your fighting brawl check as I describe this. He struggles for the ability to stand on this slanted ship and seems to be ripping at those pieces of ephemera on the wall, tearing them down. And every time one of them gets ripped, he just lets out a gasp as if it pains him. So he seems to be trying to scramble for that piece of bone in the center of the room. What did you roll?
I got a 12, which is more or less than half.
Okay. That is a hard success. Please roll your brawl damage, which should be a D3, plus any damage bonus you have. If you do not have a D3, please roll a D4, and if you get a 4, re-roll it.
Yes. 3.
Okay. Do you have a damage bonus? No.
No, I do not think so.
Okay. You do 3 damage. What does it look like? You kick his knee?
Yes, just to make him weak and fall a little bit, just to
Okay.
weaken him.
Okay. You kick his knee. You hear a splintering sort of sound as he crumples onto the ground. It seems that his knee bends the wrong direction,
Ooh.
and he reaches out a hand to grab that bone from the center
I
of the
shoot.
room.
I would like to shoot the bone.
Okay. Make in that case, a firearms handgun check, please.
Okay. Holy shit.
I don't know if that's a good holy shit or a bad
Fun.
holy shit.
They're smiling. That's good, right?
It's a very good holy shit.
Nice.
I got a 2.
Oh!
Okay.
Yes.
Chart shot.
Please roll a D6.
D6? Okay.
Yes. I feel like that's adequate, if not a bit overkill for a flare gun, which is not an actual weapon designed to hurt people. But
Yeah,
it's
but
still a projectile at close range, so.
That is a 4.
Okay.
I don't think I add anything to that anyway, so
No.
4.
All right. So this flare is shot within this room. The cold outside is still creeping in. I think, Dr. Ridley, you might be the one who most notices that as you're not moving. There's not that much adrenaline, or there still is adrenaline coursing through your body, but that of a person who is dying, not of a person who is fighting. And so you feel that cold still creeping in from the door. When this flare is shot off, it illuminates the room. You feel a bit of radiant heat from it as it cracks into that bone. You all see the bone shatter into small bits. Even you, Liam, who manages to open your right eye, there's a buzzing in your head and just this sensation, a throbbing. Your hands feel heavy. You need to, you just feel compelled to again hurt this man now, especially for what he's done to you. And you see his hand erupt with blood, and as a piece of a flare, in fact, hits it directly on the back of the hand. Again, the bone itself cracks. It hits the captain in the back of the hand as he had reached out and grabbed it, and he retracts his hand, lying on the ground, a broken knee, broken ribs, and a very damaged right hand. Liam, what do you want to do? He's lying 2 feet in front of you on his back, almost writhing, and will say, I need and like somewhere between being pitiful for himself and just becoming furious over time. What do you do?
Very angrily, I'm going to step like on his chest with my boot.
Okay.
I'm going to take the nail out of my eye.
Ugh.
Yes. You all see Liam pry this nail from his eye. Take another damage as you do so, and roll a sanity check for me.
It's all worth it. It's all worth it. Never mind, that's a 73.
Okay.
That's a fail.
Pulls it out and it
Lose-
bleeds out.
Lose 3 more sanity for me. You pull this nail out. You all see Liam do this. You see him wince with pain and more blood gush from his eye. The eye itself seems almost like a deflated balloon of sorts, and it just gently rests upon the eye socket and drifts. Liam, you have a bloody nail in your hands. A voice drums in your head that says, "End him, drown him, kill this man. He's failed me in ways you won't. Please do this."
I don't know, I'm kind of dying already, but I mean, if you insist. I'm going to take the bloody, rusty nail and I'm going to drive it through his neck.
Okay. You do so. You all see Liam, his foot heavy upon the captain's chest. The captain takes a last gasp of air, and as you push that nail through his neck, Liam, he will say, "I will be with her always." And as you do, as you feel that, I'm not going to make you roll for this, because it's an interesting sensation that you do feel. His skin gives way like a rotted meat, almost as if it is part liquid at this point. And the nail just slides in without any real obstruction. He gasps and splutters, blood pours from his neck, and his eyes roll in his head as his head contorts and shifts and shakes. His limbs spasm. You hear his knee crack back as it unbreaks in a way. You see the wound on the back of his hand heal very quickly. That nail stays embedded in his neck, and you hear him sputter once more through blood. I will be with you, my love. And he lies there unmoving, but you're not certain if he's dead.
What do we do now?
I wish to stomp on his face.
Of course.
Many times.
Darcy Winthrow, you say this, you say, what do we, and then Liam, in some sort of manic frenzy, just begins to brutalize this man. He stomps heavily on his face again and again and again. Bits of bone and blood fly across the room. They splatter on the walls and on the floor. Can you three make spot hidden checks for me quickly?
Which three of us?
Not me. I'm busy.
Everyone
Okay.
except Liam.
I'm busy right
He's
now.
doing stuff. Don't worry about that.
12, which is a 6. Oh, that is exactly the number to be a hard success.
Excellent.
I got a 5.
Nice.
Excellent.
Oh, I totally failed. I got 84.
Oh no.
Aspen, your eyes roll back in your head almost, and a shiver goes down your spine. The sight of this has just pushed you somewhere else.
Is it not possible to like sort of like move towards Liam, sort of just because in my thinking it's like brutalizing someone who is potentially already dead, but not like stopping and being potentially a target of Liam's anger,
Yes.
but just like calming down kind of thing.
You step forwards to do this, but you have failed, and you are temporarily insane, in case you've forgotten.
Okay.
And so as that is your intent, your eyes do roll back in your head. You see below you those pillars of ice, those visions of ice you saw down in the depths, in the dark, a sweet lullaby singing in your ear, and you hear the cracking of ice underneath as if something below you is rising up. And you, Dr. Larkin Ridley, and you, Darcy Winthrow, see the specks of blood from where Liam is stomping the captain's face to a almost mash. You see those specks of blood fall on the walls, the runes, or the scribblings scratched into the walls there. That's of no concern. Bits of blood and viscera, gore, fall on those posters, those charts. This is of no concern. Nothing seems to be happening. But what does draw your eye, you of particular note, Darcy Winthrow, as your eye had already been trained upon it, you see illuminated by an orange nautical flare, bits of blood and gore and viscera almost be sucked up by those shards of bone on the ground. The bone that you had cracked, that green bone with the purple inscriptions and runes on it. Any blood that seems to be pooled on the floor from this man's head or his neck, almost as if some sort of mop this bone was, a sponge of sorts.
Okay. Darcy's gonna go over to Liam and she's gonna yell at him to snap out of it. She's gonna slap him across the face.
Darcy has slapped you across the face, Liam, as you continue stomping on the captain's former head.
Liam, listen to me. Listen, he's down. He's done. You gotta stop, because whatever you're doing is causing something else. You have to stop Liam. He's dead. He's gone. You did whatever you wanted to do. He's gone, but you have to stop.
I guess the stomps sort of slow down gradually the more that Darcy talks. And eventually he is about to do another one, but then puts his foot down.
You step back, blood drips down your face, and a throbbing in your head from where your eye is wounded.
We need to get out of here, everyone. We need to get out of this room. There is something deeply wrong with it, and we need everybody here to receive some form of medical attention. We cannot be in here any longer. That thing, there is something deeply wrong with it.
What happens if we leave it in here, though? Like, it could, like, how big is this? How big is the slate itself?
Oh, the piece of bone. It's broken into small shards now. No, the biggest one is probably no bigger than About the size of your palm, maybe. That's about the largest shard, but none of them. That's not the common thing. Most of them are smaller than that, broken into small fragments.
Okay. I think Darcy's going to take the shard in the hopes that having the thing not be in its complete form might stop something.
Okay.
So she like wraps it in her, like she like takes it, puts it in her glove, then wraps the
Make
glove.
a sanity check.
Wraps the glove
As you
around it
grab
to
it
like
from
kind of
the
have it in a
ground.
pouch.
Yep. You grab it from the ground, being careful not to touch it. Make a sanity check for me, though.
Is the bone, does it just look like a human finger?
No, it doesn't. You can make a natural world check to determine what you might have thought it was.
That is a 36. So
Okay.
it is under. It's
Okay.
not under half, but it is under.
Okay. Lose 3 sanity
Okay. One,
as you
2, 3.
succeed.
49.
Aspen, you were making a natural world roll to see
Yeah.
what that bone was originally.
I got 34, which is a hard success.
Okay. It looked to be some sort of. The best approximation you could give is it was probably a piece of jaw or rib from a whale, now broken into fragments. Darcy Winthrow picks one up, and a shudder goes down your spine, a sweet calling in your ear that says, "Please hold that for me. I'll be there only shortly. Please wait for me. You've done such greatness for me today."
Fuck. I think she's gonna say out loud to the others, "Something's trying to hit on me."
I really think that indicates why we need to go. If the captain really is, as you say, I don't think any of those telegrams got sent. We need to reach out for assistance immediately.
Would the bridge have some kind of like communicator that we could use?
Clearly, there's a telegram machine somewhere on this ship. I think we need to find it. I think we need to get help, and I think we need to get out immediately. They were supporting a mutiny before. Someone else can get us out of here. I don't think that we should be staying here any longer.
Okay, she goes over and puts Dr. Ridley back on her back.
Okay. And you can begin
and-
trudging back out.
Yeah.
Aspen.
So you said, because like we had 2 choices to get to the captain's quarters, either go outside or go through the inside.
Correct.
Is there
So there is a door here that goes through a hallway back to the bridge.
I
Yes.
mean, if the captain's dead and they were planning to do something to him anyways, why can't we just like go through the door inside? The outside is dark and we might just fall into the water again.
That's
I understand what you're saying.
perfect idea,
I'm inclined to
honestly.
agree, yeah.
okay. We'll go through that way.
Okay.
Hopefully whoever we run into is with the mutiny.
Okay. The 3 of you, or the 2 of you and Dr. Ridley on your back, Darcy Winthrow, open the door into that interior hallway and begin making your way towards the bridge. Liam, what about you? You don't hear that buzzing in your ears anymore. There's no voice commending you. The adrenaline is still pumping, but not unnaturally so. And it's almost as if you have control of yourself again for a moment. What are you doing?
I guess I'm just kind of like standing in the room a bit, like staring at the mess.
Yes. Recovering.
Without
getting
your depth
breath
perception, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very poor.
Mhm.
And I'll like hear everyone else leaving on the inside, and I'll make my way over there as well. But like,
Do you want to? I'll ask you this just as a final note. It's not essential, but the door to the captain's quarters from the outside is still open and blowing and clinking against the steel hull in the wind. Did you want to shut that or leave it open?
I think I'll go over to where the door is and like begin to close it.
Okay. Can you make a listen roll for me as you
I
begin
knew this
to
was
close
gonna
it?
happen. I knew this was gonna happen. This is listen.
Yes.
Oh no. Oh no, that's a good roll, but it's not a good roll. It's not a good roll. That is a 18, so that is a hard success.
Okay. You hear a lullaby coming from the water, or the ice rather, and it is louder than it has been in the past, much louder. And you also very quickly hear the sounds of, you hear much, I think. You hear that lullaby that comes from the water, You hear a sound of fighting, of people yelling. You hear a single gunshot ring out,
Oh shit.
and then a silence from there. And finally, you hear a cracking of ice, as if something is emerging through the ice outside. Everyone makes dexterity rolls, please and thank you. As the ship is...
good. 26, that is a hard success.
Okay.
Dexterity.
Though I
I
am on
got
someone's
it.
back, so.
Yes, I was thinking that.
I got an 11, which puts me at an extreme success.
Okay.
I got a 4.
Nice!
Okay. Perfect. You
We're
guys are all doing
good.
very
We're
well.
good.
Liam.
We're good,
I got
Darcy.
41, so that's a regular success.
Okay, so everyone, you feel the ship list strongly, but you all manage to maintain and like almost spinning to the side, and you all manage to keep your footing, or manage, in your case, Dr. Ridley, to stay on Darcy Winthrow's back. Liam, you hear that sound, a shrieking of ice against ice, that crack, and then ice against the steel hull outside. And you all feel something from below push the ship up, and up into the air, where you are. It feels like held aloft by whatever just came out of the ice. You're uncertain. The ship feels unsteady, though, as if anyone moving any particular way, any imbalance to the bow or stern, would cause it to fall back down to earth. It feels almost as if you've been lifted 60, 70 odd meters into the sky.
Ugh.
Is there like a communications room that we know of?
That would be on the bridge.
And
which
we
you
are
were
on the
all
bridge,
headed
right?
towards. You're headed towards the bridge. You're in a hallway. You all feel this ship rise up out of the air, and you brace yourselves against the far wall. And as the ship is now almost capsized, as in a way, and can rush forwards towards that wall, or towards the door to the bridge, rather. So what do you all do? Liam, do you close that door, or do you... and then proceed after your crew members? You do not hear any calling to you right now.
I will close the door.
Okay, you close it, you fasten it shut, and then proceed after the others towards the bridge.
I will follow in a hobble.
You take a long step over the mutilated body of the captain. That nail in his neck is still... blood still seeps out of that, but it is strange to you that his knee and hand are fine. You are confident, however, that he is dead, as his head is nothing more than red mud, almost, and follow behind the others. Darcy Winthrow, you come up upon the door to the bridge. Aspen is next to you, and Dr. Ridley is on your back. Liam stomps loudly behind you, hurrying to catch up with you all.
Do I hear anything?
You don't hear a humming, you do not hear a lullaby or anything of the sort. You did hear the groaning as the ship was lifted into the air, though, yes, 100%. And you hear the continued groaning as the ship tries to remain balanced.
Okay, at this point, we don't know who else is moving on the ship right now, so I don't know if us doing something here would even keep it calm, or if everyone's frantic and everything's gonna fall anyway.
Yeah.
So I think she just goes for the quick choice and just gets the door open.
All right. You open the door in front of you, a thick steel door. It creaks open. You feel a warmth confront you almost, as the heating for this section of the ship is still functioning. And you find yourself on a unlit bridge of the ship. There are large navigational panels and different instrumentation panels. The captain's chair, or at least the skipper's position, is there. There are 2 dead people up here.
Oh.
One
Shit.
of them looks to just be a regular crew member. You might have seen them downstairs earlier planning with Bright Gallant. And the other is the shipmaster, Wright, the middle-aged dwarven woman. She looks as if she was stabbed in the stomach and is slumped over in the corner, dead now.
Oh, jeez.
Is there anyone else in the room?
There is. There is a person standing here, frost covering her sleeves, and a orange fire burning in her hands. She has dark skin and a bald head, orange robes, and she looks very worried. Keeper Vivian looks very worried when the four of you run in afterwards. She will raise up her hand, the one which has the fire within it, and say, "What happened here?"
A lot of stuff has
Before-
happened.
As you say that, a lot of stuff has happened. Your eyes drift to the right side of the windows here in the bridge, which are frosted, but still you can see through them enough to see a large spire of stone and ice seems to have lifted the ship up and is holding you up out of the water or the ice meters below. Almost like that mountain that was drawn on the posters, Aspen, in the captain's quarters.
Keeper Vivian, did you know why the captain wanted to come here? Because right now we really need to know if you're on our side or not.
Keeper Vivian looks at the four of you. You, Liam, who is bleeding out of your eye. You, Dr. Ridley, with your broken legs and just eyes that are empty of any lasting sanity. Aspen, your mind is wandering, your body almost pushing back and forth. You hear a great humming, Aspen, coming from that large spire of ice outside. You hear calls that say, "Come to me, please, come to me. Come to me quickly, come to me now, and I will give you your reward. Please come, oh please, I am so in need of you." And Darcy Winthrow, Vivian looks at you and says, "I went out to beseech the Lord Siltran to grant light in this perilous time. The crew members I was with were taken by darkness beneath the ice, ripped by some foul monster that I could not see or hear. I wreathed myself in the holy flames, the holy light, and made my way back, only to find massacred crew, bloody walls and halls, and now," and she looks out, scared almost, a paleness in that grips her face as she looks at that large spire. She will say, "The captain had the keepers here to navigate him far to the north, to a land of darkness. We came for our own purposes, Keeper Devon and I, the purposes of the church, and secret at that, to spread light to dark places beyond reach."
Keeper Devon was involved in things I don't think you want to know about.
She will squint at you. Make a persuasion roll.
I don't think I'm good at that.
Oh.
No.
Wait. What? That's a 10
Oh,
on...
sorry. Yeah.
Okay, hang on. I don't know that there's a 10 on the 10 die and then a 0 on the... Is that 100? Is that a critical fumble or is that a...
No, 100 is 000.
Oh, so
Oh,
what's
yes.
10 and... Oh, that's
think
just a
it's-
10.
I
Oh,
think
that's
it's just
a
10.
That's just 10.
Oh, that's a 10.
That's actually just the minimum number because I don't have anything added to persuade. That's just enough to be a regular success.
Perfect.
Sorry, I'm bad at numbers.
Regular success. She will close her eyes at that and shake her head solemnly and say, "The light of Siltran can only do so much for their disciples, but we are not immune to falling to darkness in these lands such as these. There is a creature which lurks around these places. I've heard it sing to me in my own dreams, but it has no sway over me. What of the rest of you?"
Am I still insane at this point?
We're all
absolutely.
insane.
Okay.
Yes, you are. You're all insane right
and
now.
I'm still hearing these voices.
Yes, it's calling to you loudly.
Okay. I'm going to grab my
Shotgun.
my shotgun, and I'm assuming it's metal.
It is
Or hard
metal
enough.
with a wooden stock.
And I would like
yes.
to try to break the window because I'm
Mhm.
gonna in attempts to try
go
and
out the window.
go out and walk towards that calling.
As Aspen walks over to one of the bridge windows and with the butt of her shotgun smashes it out. The cold wind filters in and the flame in Keeper Vivian's hand flickers a few times but then grows stronger as she looks to concentrate on it a moment. And she will look with malice towards Aspen.
Aspen, what are you doing?
It's calling on me. I have to
It
go.
called on me too when I was in the water, and the only thing it wanted me to do was die.
Aspen, you're gonna die. You're gonna kill people. Like, just whatever you're doing, it's not gonna be worth it. I think Darcy's gonna look to Keeper Vivian, and right now, like, I think she also looks. I think with the whole like discussion of like, are you under the thrall? I think she also looks to Liam, just kind of thinking back to the amount, and she's gonna like, kind of like, I guess, whisper to Liam, like, are you okay now?
What does it matter what happens? We're all dead in the water anyways. He's gonna sit down against the wall, exhausted.
Look, the main thing is the captain, I don't know how much you knew about this, but he was apparently hoping to, I think he's in love with the, it just kind of like gestures out the window. Like he wanted to go back to it.
A glow of purple and green begins to emanate from that large spire. Aspen, it calls to you and says, so close, so close. Come to me now. Climb and receive your prize.
Is there no possibility to get out of like this sanity? Because like if I stay insane,
make a power roll. Make a power roll.
Because if I stay insane, I'm going out. But
Yep.
hard success.
Ooh.
30. I got 33, and my half is 35.
You all see Aspen begin to put her hands on the rim of that broken bridge window. You cut yourself on the palms, take 1 damage, and as you do take that damage, it almost shocks you back into a moment of sanity, similar to what Liam is experiencing now, where he is in control of himself until he loses further sanity. And you hear that humming attenuate. It's still there in the back of your head, but it's not as loud. Vivian will raise her hand up. Again, it is wreathed in an orange flame, and she will say, Keeper Devon, you spoke of him in his darkness. Where is he now?
He's in the cargo room 3, the worship room.
If he's still alive, that is.
Liam.
Yes. Very well. From his body, did anything fall? Did you take anything from him? A key?
Yes, I have his key right here.
Very well. You carry the doctor. We'll go open the chest and finish what we are here to do then. Or at least what I am here to do. The rest of you can die in the cold for all I care. And she'll say that almost looking at you, Liam, as she walks down the stairs with a haste. And as she leaves this room, you feel all the warmth leave as well.
I think I'm going to look to Aspen and Liam before I leave to do whatever it is that like Keeper Vivian is having us do. And I'm going to say, even if you're ready to die, I'm not. So if you would kindly set up the telegraph machine and call out for help, I would greatly appreciate it. And I leave the room.
Okay. You carry Dr. Ridley down the stairs after Keeper Vivian. Liam and Aspen, you're alone in the bridge?
Even before I hear this from Darcy, and having like been snapped out of it, I'm already like looking for that telegraph and like in a very fast motion, like with all the adrenaline, because I also want to follow them if like I get the chance, like if I get everything set up fast enough.
In that case, what do you think an adequate role or skill to use? The telegram station is there, a small stool and a pair of headphones to put on, and then the small machine, a couple of pieces of metal that you can send out a message in Morse code should you be able to turn the equipment and operate it. But what skill is that to operate it, Aspen?
Well, I was going to argue that it's survival because
I
life
would
or
not
death
argue that it's survival
situation.
at all. If anything, it's
If not, then
electrical
it would be...
repair or operate heavy machinery. Although I am more for the former, electrical repair, unless there is something
Where's electrical
unless there's
repair?
something
Okay,
else that
okay.
you think fits.
Well, yeah, I was thinking either that or mech
Okay,
repair, but
give me electrical repair then.
that seems to be... Okay. I got 2.
Okay.
Oh shit,
Bitch.
nice.
Dang.
Yes.
Liam, everyone has left. Aspen runs over quickly, pulling out the stool and just standing there at the telegram station. And you see a flick of power come to it. This ring of it's the small bit of electricity that still rests within it from what is remnant of the power on the ship. And you hear a very quick telegram sent out, and you hear a ping as if something has received it. You don't know how far away that is, but there is a glimmer of hope there.
I don't even know what the
think
message
in this-
sent
What
was,
was the
but-
message sent then? I was just assuming you were
Help!
saying like SOS or some other code.
Oh, yeah. Like, probably SOS and location.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, coordinate.
And you,
I think in that
coordinates.
case,
mhm.
because Aspen is like doing this while we're still in the
This
room.
is no.
Instead
That is
of-
not the case. You
Oh, this
two
is
have
after?
gone downstairs.
You've already left.
Aspen
Okay,
has
got it,
come
got
over
it.
from the window and done this. And you look at Liam for just a moment, and then you are going to follow behind Darcy Winthrow and Ridley. Do you say anything to Liam before you leave? Aspen?
Are you coming with me?
I guess I don't really have much of a choice, do I?
Die or do not.
Die or do
The fuck?
not.
Die or do not.
The
Die or do
words
not.
sound hollow up here on the bridge as the cold storm outside and the air rushes in. You feel yourself going numb in the hands. If not for some of these coats, you would be likely dead already from the cold. But the coat isn't doing much, as it is a bit wet from when you went into the water, or your base clothes at the very least are. Liam, you can stand unsteadily, and you and Aspen can follow down onto the cargo decks. When you arrive at cargo room 3, the door is open. The smoky smell still permeates the air here, a bit of sickly sweetness in it from Devon's room. You walk behind the curtain to the other side of the partition here in this worship room and see Devon is not here. There's a streak of blood on the ground as if he got up and rushed off somewhere else on the ship, though you're not quite certain where that is right now. Keeper Vivian stands, hand wreathed in flame, at one of the sides of the chest and takes a key from around her neck, golden in color, and sticks it into the chest itself. And we'll look at we'll look at you, Dr. Ridley, to do the same.
All right, here you go. And I'm going to reach into like kind of dig. I mean, I'm still on Darcy's
Darcy
back,
Winthraw's
but
back.
I'm digging through my pockets as best as I can to like reach over to where she is and where the chest is.
Absolutely. With a slow turn of both keys, the lid of this chest retracts in a very satisfying mechanical fashion. And inside, there is what looks like a piece of glass, or crystal almost. The keeper, Vivian, will bow her head and begin praying in that language which none of you speak, before raising her head and say, "May Siltran's light bless us all on this day." And she will reach in and grab from it what looks like a hand, a crystal hand, like bones.
Ugh.
And she will, without saying anything more to you, she will make a move towards the door right as you, Aspen, and Liam come in, and will say, "Move out of my way. Come if you will, but stay if you do not wish anything more of your lives. I seek salvation, so step aside."
And I'm gonna like whisper down to Darcy, we're going with her, aren't we?
I'm very curious to see what's going to happen, yeah.
I don't necessarily want to leave any of those people alone with whatever's happening, so I am in agreement with you.
I will limply step aside.
Yeah.
Okay. Aspen, do you step aside as well?
Yes. I follow where the light and the heat is. I will survive.
She will place a fiery hand on your shoulder, and it does not hurt you, Aspen. It sends a wave of comfort through your body, actually, when it does so. And she goes, "Let us undo the darkness in this land, then, child. Regain 1 sanity."
Oh, okay.
And she will walk
I guess I got on her
hurriedly-
good side.
Yes. And she will walk hurriedly back to the bridge. If the rest of you want to follow on her footsteps.
Oh, more stairs.
Yeah.
I'm already
As-
carrying one person I can't carry two, I'm sorry.
As you climb, Liam sways back and forth. The ship creaks underneath you still, reminding you how high in the air it is. When you are climbing the stairs, Aspen and Liam, you see Keeper Vivian head back up towards the bridge, but you stop for a moment Liam, to catch your breath and see that there is an assembled few crew members in that mess hall right beneath the bridge. They look to be fearful. Some of them have grabbed bags from the crew quarters. The ones who do not seem to be in the mess hall assembled seem to be still grabbing their personal items from the actual cabins. You see a man with no nose, bright gallant. He looks over at you all and will approach quickly, looking terrified at you, Liam. He stops probably 6 feet away, almost as if he's too scared to approach, and will say, "What is happening?"
What? Do I have
What
something
happened?
on my face? Or lack thereof?
I'm glad you're still in good spirits. We're going to prep boats, and hopefully they won't crash against the ice when we lower them. What about you,
I'm kind of just going wherever this nut job is taking us.
Moth?
Yep.
What's with the fire in her hand?
Religious power.
It's warm. It's like magic of a sorts. I can't really explain it.
All right, then. Well, if you don't die following her around, then I hope that we'll see you on the ice below. And he will reach out a hand, almost to shake your hand, Liam.
I'm also here, right?
Yes.
I've already sent out the telegram. Stay safe while you're out there. There doesn't seem to be a lot of water, so I don't know how you will ride a boat out.
We'll just push it until we find something.
Well, if we survive this, see you in land, I guess.
Good luck.
Good luck. Are you going to shake his hand, Liam?
I'll shake his hand.
Okay. He grips your hand firmly. Yours is sweaty and pumping with that adrenaline still. And you can firmly shake his hand before all 4 of you, or 3 of you, and carrying Dr. Ridley, hurry back up the stairs to follow Keeper Vivian out onto the deck.
The moth.
The moth. You see her open the door to the bridge with ease, the frost almost running from the fire on her hands. Her right hand is wreathed in that orange flame, and she carries tenderly nestled against her body, that with her left hand, that crystal relic which she recovered from the worship room. She will exit onto the deck, and you see her take a few steps before climbing up the lip of the ship as she steps onto that icy pillar.
Uh-oh.
Do the rest of you follow still? Darcy, Winthrow, this
I will
becomes
if Darcy
difficult for
does.
you. Yes. Okay.
You have no choice.
We're in the bridge, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You hear the reassuring ping every 30 or so seconds coming from the telegram machine. It's almost as if someone is corresponding back, just that they are on their way, is what you can glean from any of those who have spent any amount of time on a ship or around Morse code.
Okay. I will follow, however,
Mhm.
discreetly.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
In case of emergencies, I'm going
Okay.
to take a shard of glass from the window
Okay.
that Aspen shattered.
Okay.
I'm going to slip it into my pocket.
Perfect. And you can do such a thing and walk out onto the deck and clamber up onto that icy pillar as well. Aspen?
I follow where the heat is.
Okay.
So I am following.
You follow quickly behind Keeper Vivian in that case. Darcy carrying Dr. Ridley. Make a strength roll for me if you'd like to climb upon this pillar.
All of us?
Sure.
No, just Darcy.
Uh-oh.
That is a 35. So that is a regular success.
You put Ridley and lift them. With Ridley, you use your upper body to kind of like pull yourself up as Darcy pushes you from below up onto this icy pillar. And then Darcy, Winthrow, you can climb up behind. You are all on this spire of ice and stone which has emerged from the ocean floor. You see for miles in any direction around you is just a field of ice. You see some of the crew members flooding out onto the rear stern area where the 3 remaining longboats are, beginning to prepare to lower them for who knows what idea or what purpose. Just to push them across ice until they run out of energy, you're not certain. But you do see Keeper Vivian climbing higher and higher on this spire, going towards the top, which is another 10 meters above you. All of you may follow fairly easily. You don't have to climb. It's not a crag or anything of the matter. It's something that requires concentration to step on so that you do not lose your footing, but nothing overtly physical, as the wind howls around you, and a glow comes from beneath you. Right before you make it to the peak of this spire, Darcy Winthrow, you hear a humming. I think you all hear a humming, actually, that lullaby coming from the ice below. And specifically, Dr. Ridley, in your head, you hear that soft, sweet voice say to you once more, "He'll kill and he'll kill again. Be on the lookout, lest he take you from me." As you, Liam, hear a buzzing in your head once more.
Cool.
Shit.
As you all stand upon the top of this spire, it is a flat platform, and there is a piece of whale spine emerging from the very center, almost a small altar. There looks to be shards missing from it. Keeper Vivian walks over towards it. Everyone makes spot hidden rolls.
85, that is decisively a failure.
It is.
84. Oof. Oh, Jesus.
23, which is regular success.
Okay.
That is an 8.
Okay. Darcy Winthrow, you see but are unable to act on the information, but you see very clearly there is a piece of ice that is coming up, almost knife-like. It seems to be shooting up towards Keeper Vivian. Aspen, you are hot behind her, following close behind the flame on her hand, and see the same thing. Darcy, you could cry out to warn if you wanted to, and Aspen, you can take action to do something. It looks like there is a piece of ice that is coming to attack her.
Darcy yells out to them, "Look out behind you."
Okay. Aspen?
So if this is the ice,
Mhm.
where is it coming from?
You're standing on a flattened section of ice at the top of this spire, and it almost looks like
Yeah.
there's a moving piece of ice coming from beneath you that looks, if you're understanding correctly what's about to happen, if you don't take action, it will just impale Keeper
Stab.
Vivian from
Yes.
just vertically.
And
Similar
I'm
to what
assuming like a
similar to what happened to the boat. Yes,
Ah,
yes,
yes.
similar to what happened to the boat.
Okay. I would like to shove Keeper Vivian.
Okay. Make a dexterity roll to react in time.
38, which is hard.
A hard success.
Because I have 40 as my half.
This large spear almost of ice shoots up from the smooth surface below you. You manage to push Vivian. She slides to the ground almost, but manages to catch herself before she goes off the entire edge of this spire, something like 70 meters above the ice field below. She looks at you worried for just a moment, not understanding what you've done or why you've done it. She'll even say such a thing and say, "What are you doing?" child before she sees the large spear of ice jutting through your own leg. Take 7 damage for me in Vivian's place.
What is with the leg
okay.
injuries?
Didn't happen in a lot, man.
They'll just hit.
Okay.
Takes on hit
Sorry
points,
then.
right?
Sorry
Just
then.
to
In that
be
case,
sure.
there's a spire. This spear of ice shoots up through your abdomen. In that case.
Okay, that's worse. I shouldn't have said anything.
But 7 damage, please. And you all hear a soft humming from below. It calls to you and says, oh, please, never leave me. Oh, please, come claim your prize. Place that heart the captain held upon my icy body and claim your prize. And that is something all of you seem to hear. It doesn't seem to be a symptom of the insanity or anything else. It's loud on the air. What do you want to do?
I think that I'm gonna whisper to Darcy, I believe we need to watch out for Mr. Liam.
Liam, you hear buzzing in your head.
Might be a good idea to move away from him a little bit.
I think after seeing like the ice spike shoot up and
Yes.
into Aspen's abdomen and sort of like not incredibly trustful of Vivian in the first place, I'm going to assume that she basically brought us here or manipulated us to come here so that she could kill us.
Okay. Do you want to walk to her or do you say something to her?
I will walk slowly to her, like accusatory almost.
Okay. She looks up at you as she tries to rise on the icy surface and says, what do you want? Move from my path so that I might push back darkness.
You say pushing back darkness this, pushing back darkness that, but you're no different than the captain. You brought us here to kill us.
I did no such thing. I brought us here, not for us to die, but for us to live an afterlife in salvation.
Explain that, And I'm gonna point to the icy spear.
That is not my doing. That is the darkness. That is the creature.
Oh,
which lurks
sure,
here.
it's not
That
you.
is what the thing that calls to you even now.
You
and
know what?
corrupts your mind.
I've had just enough. I've had enough of this. I've had enough of this pain. I've had enough of you, witch. And I'm going to take the shard of glass.
Shard of glass.
How far away am I from her?
I would say I was imagining you walking up
Yeah.
to her that entire time. She stood hesitantly as you walked. She did not assume that you would take violent action against her. You pull up this piece of glass, this shard of glass from your pocket. It cuts into your hand. You hear the buzzing. You hear this voice go, please be quick with this. Please do it. And I will give you the means to leave. What are you doing, Darcy, as you see this happen? Dr. Ridley's on your back, which limits what you can do.
I was gonna get out the flare gun.
Mm.
Like when he started like marching to like try and draw his attention and then pull the flare gun out.
Okay. And
4
Aspen,
shots left.
Aspen, were you doing anything?
I just got stabbed in the abdomen.
You
I don't know
did.
what you want me to be doing.
That does happen to you, but you still
Trying to
do
get it
see
out?
Liam. You can struggle
Oh.
and pull yourself off of this icy spear and deal with that bleeding. And you see Liam approaching the keeper. Both of you, all three of
Okay.
you see this. Darcy Winthrow pulls the flare gun. You have the shotgun, Aspen.
Can I try and mediate between them?
It seems the time for moderation of any sort is gone as Liam lashes out with that piece of glass. Everyone involved, if you want to take a weapon attack, make your attack. Liam, Brawl, and the two of you, Aspen and Darcy Winthrow, if you want to shoot him, you can do so.
Okay.
And
I don't have any fucking weapons.
Yeah.
I don't have shit. I don't even have my key anymore. I am dead weight at this point.
But I will carry you, friend.
Thank you.
That's a 19.
okay.
Well, this should make some interesting narrative. I rolled a 91.
oh,
Bitch.
Okay.
Opposites.
I was just planning on shooting like the ground between them to like separate them. Like maybe
Oh.
break some ice off.
I was planning
Okay.
on like, because I've seen him kill before. I was planning on actually doing damage to him. Whoops.
What did you roll though, Aspen?
Oh, I rolled a regular
A regular success.
35 out of 40.
Okay. You lash out with your knife or with your piece of glass, Liam. Vivian takes a step back. She looks almost as if she's going to teeter over the edge. You know if you pushed her just slightly, Liam, she would fall and break herself on the ice below. But you feel something hit you in the back first. First, you hear a loud gunshot as Aspen fires, a warning shot almost from her shotgun. And you also feel a flare hit you in the back. It warms you for just a second before you feel it burn you. Darcy, please roll damage on your flare, 1d6.
This is a 50-50, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
How many hit points do you have left?
Nope. Don't ask him that. Nope, don't ask him that question. Tell me how much
I
damage.
I said it's a 50-50. That's
Tell me
all
how
I'm
much
saying.
damage you just did.
6?
Okay. How are your hit points, Liam?
Please don't. Oh.
-2.
Is that a death or an unconscious?
We'll get into it. Just give me a moment. The warning shot is fired. Vivian says, "Stand back." The flare is shot out. Dr. Ridley, do you say anything?
I think that I would just be like, as soon as like this gun is fired, I'm like, all right, everybody, we can't do this right now. There is evil there. We can't. But I don't think anyone's fucking
And then
listening.
he is shot in the
Yeah.
back with this flare gun. You see it stick into his back almost, embedded. You see a bit of blood run down his coat catching on fire. Liam, the pain strikes you, and you stumble forwards a few steps and collapse onto the ground. You have taken major wounds, if I'm not mistaken.
Many.
So I think then if this is a suitable time, if any, you all see Liam stumble forwards over the edge of this spire. You hear no sound for a few moments, and then a sick crunch as his body impacts the ice below. If you were to look over, you would see his body broke through the ice itself. It seals back almost in seconds, and the ocean below takes him.
Not to be disrespectful, Keeper Vivian, but we just had to kill an acquaintance or a friend or whatever.
The darkness took
If
him.
there is something that you need to do in order to try and save us and the people back in that ship, hurry the fuck up. Where do you need to bring this thing?
She walks forwards and shakes her head and says, "The darkness took him. There was nothing any of us could do. He was too far gone.
I didn't think
It's
that.
no matter." And she will
You
place...
said that you were here to protect us, but you did not. Look
here
at what's happening.
to expel the darkness from this land. I'm not here to protect any souls. And she puts that crystal hand on the piece of whalebone that is jutting out from the ice and will lower her head in a bit of prayer. Are you all doing anything? She seems to just ignore you.
I think Darcy's head is kind of just down in thought. Like she thought it would be like she saw what it did in the room. I think just the thought of, oh, it didn't do that much to these things.
Yes,
so maybe
yes.
this will be enough to. So I think her head's just kind of dropped and she's just kind of like stuck in her own head.
Absolutely. In that case, Keeper Vivian mutters words under her breath, many of them the same. It almost sounds like she's chanting something to herself. The hand itself will glow a bright orange color, and you see a light begin to pour upwards from that hand, from that relic which she placed here. She will open her eyes. They are a yellowy orange in color. Both of her hands are wreathed in a light, and she will take a step back as the process seems to begin and will say, "Salvation finds this land now. We need only wait." And looks at the three of you as the sky above clears and you see stars for the first time in weeks, instead of just pitch black darkness above.
We have some wounded. We should probably take them inside. I think she looks over to Keeper Vivian and just says, "Thank you."
This is not a task to be thanked for. This is the purpose of my life. My purpose here on this journey was to bring light to this world. You kept us alive and made it through this. I find the death of that man regrettable, but the darkness had consumed him already. Even now, this creature likely consumes his body beneath us.
You've done your job. Now you need to let me do mine. There are injured people. I need to administer a bit of medical care to myself, and I can attend to them.
You two go then. We shall stay here and make sure the process is not disturbed. And she will point at you, Aspen. And she will sit on the ice. Aspen, do you say anything as Darcy Winthrow climbs back down this icy spire with Dr. Larkin Ridley upon her back? You are alone up here with the keeper, Vivian. Do you want to say anything?
I'm going to be staring at the whale inside the glass or inside the ice.
Yeah.
What are these creatures? Why were they trying to kill us? Why is the captain in love with whatever is down there? How did you know that there was something to be found here?
There was holy scripture of these lands beyond the light, where darkness loomed and creatures of foul temperament are imprisoned. I did not know the captain had fallen to darkness himself. I thought him just a man with too much of an appetite for glory. And so we came to do our holy mission, spread light to where there is none. There is no greater knowledge than that. I did not know what we would find here beyond darkness. I thought the only turmoil would be making it to this perilous place. I did not anticipate a monster, a beast like this. I did not anticipate the crew turning into darkness. My own fellow keeper, himself corrupted. But this is the task which we set forth for ourselves as keepers of light. And she will sit there and watch as the light fills up the sky. Aspen, you watch, not really understanding anything, looking at Keeper Vivian's back as she just watches the light, enamored and in deep prayer. And we look below the ice in the darkness of the sea and see a great hand reach from the depths. We see Liam's body bleeding and broken, his eye getting pulled by the currents from its socket. Your blood seems to attract something, and a great long-armed hand reaches out to grab you. It has bones sticking out along the surface. It seems whale fins are embedded in it as well. It has a greenish tinge of color, and it pulls you down until the weight of the water crushes you, and you become one with it, Liam. And
Damn.
that is where we'll end this chapter.